Welcome back to KETV News Watch 7's Chronicle. The new year is here and doctors are concerned about the number of new infections. KETV News Watch 7's Michelle Bandura brought us this report last week on the plea to stay home for New Year's Eve.
If your New Year's Eve plans are to party it up with people whose vaccination status is unknown.
And I think that, this may be the year that we need to put the quash on the New Year's celebrations just a little bit.
Infectious disease experts like Dr. Mark Rupp with Nebraska Medicine say you might want to change your tune due to the Omicron variant doing its own party hopping.
It would be better to safely ring in the new year with a small group of people that you care about rather than going to the big New Year's Eve parties and put yourself and others at risk.
Dr. Rupp expects an increase in cases after Christmas gatherings because Omicron spreads rapidly and is twice as infectious as the Delta variant.
The real danger with this is that because it is so contagious that it causes so many more infections that when you look at just the total number of people in the hospital, it actually is greater, over time.
To stay out of the hospital, Dr. Rupp urges people to get the vaccine and the booster, even though it's early to say how long the effectiveness of the third shot will last with this new variant.
We continue to see that disparity between folks who are unvaccinated and vaccinated, with vaccine protecting against those more severe manifestations of illness, hospitalization, and death.
That's why Dr. Rupp says stay close to family when you say hello to 2022.
And I would plead with folks that we are in a dangerous time, that here as we're going into the New Year's weekend, that they should really use some restraint, be careful, be safe.
Will 2022 see another year of surges and setbacks in the pandemic, or will the new year bring something of an end to COVID-19? Dr. Lawler gives us his take on best case and worst case scenarios.
I'll start with worst case scenario. How's that? I think the worst case scenario is that we continue to see repeated variants arising because of our inability to get adequate vaccine coverage across the globe. And as I've mentioned, it's really the root of these variants that we've seen to date have all been from countries overseas where we haven't achieved a high vaccination rate, at least at the time these variants originated. So I think there's clearly a viable scenario where these variants continue to arise periodically every several months. And it's also probable that as more variants arise in the environment of increasing but inadequate vaccine coverage, we may get more immune escape that makes the vaccines even less effective. And so there's a prospect that this is a long-standing and not easily surmountable problem if we cannot get adequate vaccine coverage quickly, which is going to include boosters now. I think the best case scenario is that Omicron is the last major variant wave we see, and that we see disease rates continuing to spike in most communities until we reach a level of endemic disease where the virus becomes another disease in the background that causes pneumonia and severe disease on occasion. Periodically will cause outbreaks, kind of like flu does every year. Unfortunately, the only way we get there is to have enough infections and potentially repeated infections, because we know that infection alone doesn't give great long-standing immunity. We may need multiple infections of everybody in the planet to achieve that level of endemic disease. And that's not necessarily a good prospect.
As we look out into the future to the next time we find ourselves faced with a threat like this, how do we do better? I mean, how do we start to really address the public health inadequacies that were laid bare in this pandemic?
Well, I don't think that there's a simple fix, and I don't think that there's a quick fix to this problem. I think we have to, first of all, commit ourselves to tackling the problem of pandemic disease and emerging infections and other health emergencies with a level of commitment that we gave to other major national security challenges, because that's what this is, right? This has been a major national security event. It has weakened us economically. It's weakened us politically. It's weakened us as a society, and it's killed over 800,000 Americans. If we can't rank that at a national security level equivalent with that of a major global war, I don't know what else would rise to that level. So we need to fund public health and health security at a level that's appropriate for this type of threat. And so in part, that means funding public health at a state and local level as well. It also means, I think, taking a very long look at how we've structured our national health security enterprise, and think about how we do things differently, right? The enterprise that we have right now has failed us continuously, right? It's not just in this pandemic, but in Ebola, in Zika, in the 2009 H1 pandemic, where we really just got lucky that it was a flu virus that wasn't necessarily as virulent as it could have been, but it wasn't the alacrity and the brilliance of our response that saved us there. It was just the fact that nature gave us a virus that wasn't so bad. This time around, nature gave us a virus that was a bit worse, but still not near what we potentially could face. And so we have to make a national commitment, and we have to make a global commitment. And as with most things, when the U.S. leads the global community, things tend to work better. And we haven't been in a position of leadership in this space for a long time, and we need to be.
Thoughts from James Lawler there at UNMC. Remember, if you missed any part of this show or you want to watch it again, it's online right now on KETV.com. Just go to our homepage, click on the menu button, and then look for Chronicle. I'm David Earl. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here next Sunday morning for KETV Newswatch 7's Chronicle.